Hi, so I'm going to show you how to import your web pages from a program like Dreamweaver or Muse or any other website designer you want to use into Visual Studio. Because the problem you have is the pages you will design in Dreamweaver are HTML, whereas for them to work with a database they need to be ASP pages, and they also need to have code behind them. So you can design your pages in Dreamweaver, or I've designed mine in Muse. You can use any program you want, or you can design them on the web and download the HTML files. The key thing is you need to have them saved as HTML files with all the CSS and scripts that your web page needs. So to put them into Visual Studio, you need to have your project open and right click on your main project and add existing item. Then you need to find your saved HTML pages. So mine is saved in documents, and here is my website. Now when you select the page you want, add it, and then it will copy that page into the Visual Studio project. Now it will not copy all the other files, so I'll show you how to copy them in a minute. So if we go down, there is the page. Now as you can see, it's just copied it as a HTML page. If you want to add form controls on it, if you want it to work with the code behind your website, then it needs to be an ASP page. So if you right click the file and rename, then you can delete the HTML and change it to aspx. Hit enter. It'll tell you it may become unusable. Click yes. And there you go, it's now an aspx page. Now it doesn't have code behind it still. If you look at the other aspx pages, it has the C# page behind it. Ours doesn't, so we need to also add that. Now the easiest way to do it is go to your file explorer, and we can see that our page is now there. Copy an existing C# file, so copy, paste, and rename it to the same file name as your page. So portfolio, and we now have an aspx page. Now Visual Studio will not see this, so we also need to add this to the project. So go to the main, add existing item, and you need to choose all files. Wakey Visual Studio, all files please. Oh, I'm not in the right folder. So go to the right folder, Visual Studio, projects, sorry, websites. And choose your C# file, so add. If we scroll down, you can now see that it has a C# file. Now because we copied another file, we need to change the properties of this file. So it's not class default, we need to rename it the same as the page, which is portfolio. There we go. Now everything looks as if it's going to work now, but it's not. Just copying the page and making it the page aspx doesn't actually link these two things together. So again, we need to go to another original page and copy this line of code up here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it at the top of my new page. Now you don't need to worry too much about what these things are doing. Obviously the title gives it the title C#. We need to delete this because we're going to use our own master page from our designed. This needs to be there. Code file, you need to change it to your C# file, so portfolio, and inherit portfolio. So this and this needs to be the same name as this here. There we go. Now if you run that, as you can see, running that, we get an error, and it's because the web page that we designed is reliant on other files that are not yet in Visual Studio. So if we just continue and stop it, we need to copy across those files. So if we go to the place where our website is saved, we need to copy the other folders. Now don't copy scripts, because our Visual Studio project already contains a script folder, so we don't want to overwrite that, but we do want the others. So if I copy those into our Visual Studio project, and then copy the scripts from the script folder, copy those into the scripts folder. Now be careful if it asks you to overwrite here, guys, because you might mess up another web page by overwriting the script. If it does ask you to overwrite, rename one of the scripts, and then you'll need to rename it in the web page too. But we didn't have any errors, so we're okay. Now if you run the web page, everything should be good. And there you go, the web page works in Visual Studio. Next step is how to add controls to this web page.